there's a hunger and a desire to win. But there's also something that's very poised and calming about doing it at home with people that you love and the people that you want to go to battle with.
The Indiana Fever have become the hottest team in the WNBA, and the buzz around this game-changing rise is reaching a fever pitch.
Say Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, people are like, oh my goodness, they don't like each other, so let's see what this is about.
Yeah.
So when you say Sheryl Swoopes, Caitlin Clark, it's like, oh my goodness, Sheryl doesn't like her, so let's see what this is about. All of that's stupid to me. It's not true, it's all stupid. Like, when I look at the number 22s in the league, like I was 22, Asia's 22, Caitlin's 22, like those are some hell of a good number 22.
WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes finds herself on the wrong side of history as elite free agents rush to Indiana, eager to team up with Caitlin Clark.
But what I will clear up is that for whatever reason, there's this narrative that I hate Caitlin Clark. I don't hate her. I don't personally. First off, I think it's a very harsh word. I've also said I love her game. I think Caitlin Clark is an incredible player, but I'm also Angel Reese is an incredible player. I think Gia Jackson's a good player. I love the fact that Kate Martin is on the Aces and she didn't know.
Swoops, who once boldly claimed no one would want to join the Fever, is now eating her words as Indiana builds a powerhouse roster.
Back inside, oh, good ball movement, and it's busting. Here is Clark off the screen, launches, and drops a triple. Really physically demanding.
So it is extreme.
The stakes are high, the tension is undeniable, and the WNBA landscape is changing faster than anyone ever expected.
So will Caitlin Clark be a good pro? Absolutely. Will Caitlin Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now? Immediately? Absolutely not. Not gonna happen.
Will Caitlin Clark be a great pro? Absolutely. Will she step into the WNBA and dominate right away like she is now? No, that's not happening.
Successful free agency period ever. After he set the foundation for the future of the franchise, Kelly Krauskopf and Amber Cox quickly began building and adding much-needed experience to a young Fever core.
The Indiana Fever have pulled off one of the most stunning free agency runs in WNBA history, leaving the basketball world in shock. Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, Sophie Cunningham, and Sydney Colson, elite players in their own right, have all chosen to join the Fever. A once struggling franchise has now transformed into a serious title contender almost overnight.
Your ninth career, maybe? I don't know, but tell us a little bit about your next journey.
Thank you. Yeah, 3 weeks ago, a group of folks who've been working for 3 years to create a brand new project came to me and asked me, shared with me the vision of this project, and it seems like it's worth doing. So at the end of our season, which I hope is deep into the playoffs, I will transition to create the country's first girls sport and leadership complex, and never been done. It will be all the sports. It will be focused just on girls, 12th grade and under.
This isn't just a win for Indiana. It's a statement to the entire league. The Fever are no longer the team players avoid. They're the team everyone wants to join.
What's going on, guys? This is your boy Johnny Liquidator coming back with another video. So it looked like Sheryl Swoopes is back in the headline once again. We're speaking about Caitlin Clark. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Indy.
Meanwhile, Sheryl Swoopes seems to be living in an alternate reality. Just a few months ago, she confidently claimed that locker room issues would keep top talent from signing with the Fever.
The stars aligning any better, certainly after having gone off and had a number of other experiences from a coaching standpoint, growing up, learning, the Fever going through some changes as well, and now at this point where basketball has taken to another.
Fast forward to today, and her prediction has aged like milk in the sun. The Fever's front office, driven by Stephanie White's relentless pursuit of excellence, has proven her wrong, and the results speak for themselves.
And we're all a part of the Nike family. It just, like a lot of the stuff that people are trying to say is there, it just does not exist.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
I really am. And I can only imagine that she has to be tired of it as well. There was nothing there. The only time where
Swoops' credibility is crumbling faster than a house of cards in a windstorm.
On a global scale for our game, for our players.
Like, the fans are absolutely incredible. It's the same when we go on the road. Like, there's so many people that are showing up in Fever gear. It's really affecting, teams all across our league, which is a really great thing. And, really,
What makes this free agency haul even more remarkable is the caliber of players choosing Indiana. These aren't just role players or bench warmers. They're all-stars, champions, and seasoned veterans who believe in the vision Caitlin Clark and the Fever are creating.
Where did WNBA want to play, right? Another one of those Connecticut starters that left.
We were like, Phoenix. It makes sense.
Right. Does she want to go with her fiance, her wife, to Phoenix, Alyssa Thomas? The answer is no. She could have gone back to Phoenix, okay, where she played for many years, but instead, she goes to the Indiana Fever, who have now, just like that, of course, have Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, re-signed Kelsey.
The narrative that Indiana is an undesirable destination has been shattered, and Swoops' once-respected voice is now being drowned out by the roar of the Fever's rising dominance.
The thing, what incriminates, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, but what incriminates somebody like Sheryl Swoopes even more, who, by the way, was supposed to be calling the game with y'all yesterday, and she did not call the game, and no doubt it had something to do with the fact that when, how Caitlin Clark had performed early in the week, she didn't want to talk about it at all. So we recognize that, and we didn't know in television the way that I do. I know what producers do. I know what bosses do when you see, your personal feelings, whatever they may be, infiltrating the proceedings and compromising your position as a professional. But I think in the case of Sheryl Swoopes, and I'm not going to belabor this point, but it's important to be made. Sheryl Swoopes is a winner. She was great, and she's a phenomenal basketball mind.
Sheryl Swoopes' fall from grace has been as dramatic as it is public. Once celebrated as one of the greatest players in WNBA history, she has spent the past year doubling down on her skepticism of Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Her once respected opinions now reek of desperation and bitterness.
By Sheryl that said, Caitlin was, 25 years old. She was, 24 years old. She was a fifth-year senior. Right. She was taking 40 shots a game. Her records were illegitimate. And I got off the treadmill and I called her as a friend. And I said, you can say whatever you want. You can have your own opinion about anybody, but you do have to get the statistics right. I mean, facts matter. And if you just get ahead of this and just say, hey, I made a mistake on my numbers, then...
From claiming Clark wouldn't translate to the WNBA to insisting Indiana couldn't attract top talent, Swoops has been wrong at every turn.
Well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year, then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly...
Her latest misstep came during a Dallas Wings broadcast, where she fell eerily silent as commentators praised Clark's stellar performance. The awkward moment quickly went viral, with fans calling out her obvious bias.
There's never going to be probably another 5 or 6 years you can play in college sports, right? And that's the thing about it, right? Like, it should be a whole separate entity.
Yeah, and it's not to take anything away from what she's done, but if you're talking about breaking records, then this is...
But Swoops isn't just wrong, she's doubling down. In a recent interview, she tried to backtrack, claiming she never said Clark wouldn't be good, only that she wouldn't dominate right away.
Back. Indiana with the fourth fastest pace of play, and that suits Caitlin Clark.
Have to be able to dang.
Indiana comes up with a turnover. Here is Clark. This time it's Smith with a foul. Quarter. Clark step back on a deep two. Oh!
Yet Clark's rookie season, where she led the league in assists and averaged nearly 20 points per game, tells a different story. Swoopes' refusal to admit her mistakes is only making her look worse, and the basketball world is taking notice.
I tweeted in response to what Stephen A. Smith said, and I said to him, bring me on your show. Let's have a conversation. And of course he didn't, but he chose to bring Nancy. And at this point, that's not where I want to go. I don't want to be on that show, but I just want to say, and I said it before, there's so much talent in this league. It always has been. That Stephen A., along with everybody else.
If Swoops wants to salvage her legacy, she needs to take a long, hard look in the mirror. Admitting her mistakes and showing support for Clark and the Fever would be a step in the right direction. But her stubborn refusal to do so is only making things worse.
4 WNBA championships. You know basketball.
Challenge for you. Try to find one unhappy player on the Indiana Fever roster. Seriously, I'll wait, because according to Sheryl Swoopes, they're everywhere. But Lexi Hall...
The basketball world is moving on, and if Swoops doesn't change her tune, she risks being left behind.
Since the Marina Mabry, she has stepped up that opportunity. It is marked for three. We're around for her first deep shot.
Taking that golden advice, recent WNBA player that has recorded consecutive point rebound games.
Look, she plays hard. I like the way I love her. I love the way Caitlin Clark is.